Welcome to Initiate Swarm Protocol. I'm Darth Wingamuck.
I am Doomsayer.
And what are we talking about in this video?
The history of Garbage Pail Kids trading cards.
Let's start the show.
In 1985, there was a line of trading cards from Topps that was supposed to coincide with the Cabbage Patch doll releases. What happened was Mark Spiegelman, the main creator, he was given the task to take these cards and, like I said, put it together with the line of Cabbage Patch dolls that were going to be coming out. But what happened is they didn't get the license in time. They were just too late. So his boss, Stan Hart, sat there and said, since we're late on this, why don't we sit there and make a parody card that would not go with Cabbage Patch dolls, but would sit there and actually, kind of like make fun of them in a way.
So the original idea was to have a Cabbage Patch Kids tie-in.
Yes.
And it turned into that.
And it turned in to the Garbage Pail Kids. Some of the other creators besides Mark Spiegelman, you had Mark Newgarden, John Pound, Tom Bunk, and Jane Lynch. And these cards, the first series that came out was 1985. Now, did you pick up any of the first set or anything like that?
I remember having Garbage Pail Kids. I don't think I had Series 1.
Okay.
I think after Series 1, that's when they blew up.
Yeah. Topps was... They were looking for something a little bit wacky and that kind of thing. They didn't want to originally do like a sticker though. They just wanted it to be like a regular trading card, like baseball cards and whatever. But Stan Hart, he actually sat there and said, let's just do, something a little bit different. So he took the baseball card, and when you would sit there and you would flip over, you see all the stats and whatever. So what he did was that they created these characters, and they put a backstory on the back of the card. Now, the thing with the Garbage Pail Kids, a lot of the names and everything they got from like mid-60s characters. Like some of the weird and funny creatures from the old 50s and 60s, like sci-fi horror movies and things like that. But then they were having problems trying to figure out names for these characters and that. So one of the very first trading cards, the first character that they got is on this book, which I'll have pictures. It's a really cool book and everything. Gives you all the Garbage Pail characters and everything. Was Adam Bomb, and that was a kid sitting there with a button and the top of his head exploding like a nuclear bomb in that. It was like a mushroom cloud. So that was the very first one. Other ones were like Leaky Larry, Itchy Richie. They have Sick Nick, which I think was the vampire. Other characters. I mean, what other characters do you remember?
Who's the girl covered in snot?
Oh, she's one of the as I'm looking through the book here and that let me see here real quick.
The paintings are actually amazing looking.
Oh, the way they took and the characters and everything. Junkie Jeff, you have Cranky Frankie, Wacky Jackie. It's yeah. The okay, Corroded Carl, Swell Mel. I mean, I'm trying to look up the one that Slobby Robbie, Creepy Carol. Creepy Carol will actually come a little bit later because she has a tie-in to Mad Balls. But Uzi Susie, another one that gets a tie into Mad Balls is Brainy Janie. But these characters, I mean, the trading cards, I remember trying to actually buy like a box of them. And I think they were like maybe 50 or 55 cents for a pack back when we were starting to collect them in that.
Yeah, maybe.
If I remember right. I mean, they weren't, really expensive. Like you can kind of say, baseball cards and all that are today. But yeah, it's just some of the characters in there. But then what happened as the series started getting more and more popular, they went to Germany and they got this art director, Thomas Bunk, who was writing for a comic book over in Germany. And they were starting to kind of lose a little bit of some ideas. They just wanted to bring in a fresh face, a fresh mind to this. And he just brought so much energy into everything. It just made the series even jump up further in that. But then the one thing I wanted to say on this was there's actually a comic book out there too now, and it's Mad Ball's first Garbage Pail Kids. And it's about a family, the Snowball family moves in to a house that on each side it's a house that's kind of like run down. I don't know if you remember the movie Neighbors, not the one with Seth Rogen in it, but the one with John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, vaguely. Vaguely.
It's kind of like that. They're fighting in a way each other to try and get the attention of the Snowball family, and especially the kids. The kids love the characters and everything. They're playing baseball with one of the Mad Balls called Snot. Screaming Meanie is in there, but they're having all this fun. But it's kind of like a little bit of a war going back and forth in that. But I mean, what's your memories on Armed Garbage Pail Kids?
Just owning some, and that they were huge. That was like one of the biggest trends of like the 80s. And Mad Balls. I remember Mad Balls. I had a Mad Ball. I remember that.
You do?
Yeah, did.
You did?
Did, yeah.
I got two of them at home.
Like newer ones or originals?
Newer ones. I got the Screaming Meanie one, and then I got the one from Alien, the facehugger one.
Aye.
But
Stuff in the 80s was weird. Like they took like a gross, like things were gross. Like slime. Slime was big in the 80s.
yeah, because what was it? Nickelodeon.
Even before that, I think. But then everybody thinks that just happened like 5 years ago. Like kids making their own slime and stuff. We had slime when we were kids.
I was gonna say Slimy Sam in there. Speaking about the
A lot of toy sets had slime.
yeah.
I remember there was a He-Man where you could like tie up He-Man or something and dump slime on him.
There's your character, Leaky Lindsay, with all the snot coming out of her
Yeah,
nose and that stuff.
That's gross. Who's that?
But-
Cyclops? Who's that? Cyclops.
Cyclops.
That one's good.
Disgusting Justin, Rappin' Ron. That's supposed to be Ronald Reagan in that. Let me see here. Double Heather. That's, you can almost kind of say it's like a Siamese twin in a way. But yeah, that's what I remember is just like you said, it was such a popular collection of cards, but you were also going to school when you got these cards. You know, if you sat there and you had, just putting this out there, like a Lindsay, Leaky Lindsay, Itchy Richie, Atom Bomb, things like that. You were, giving your friends nicknames or whatever, taking it from, these cards and that. So, but yeah, I enjoyed the set, the series. I'll have more stuff. There's things that you can go on Amazon to buy trading cards, but you're really, really spending the money on those cards. I mean, I think they're like $35 all the way up to over $100.
I was just gonna ask you, are they worth the originals? Are they worth anything?
I have not.
I would think Series 1
Oh, yeah.
would be the most.
Yeah.
After that, I would think it would trickle off.
I would say Season 1 and Season 2. I haven't looked up on eBay, but I'm sure I'll find something on there and put it into the video. But what I have bought through Amazon, and I haven't opened up anything, I have one that it's a house, and I think it might be trading card set 9 or 10. I might be wrong on that, but I'll make sure to have the picture of it. But I haven't opened it up yet. I have a Rubik's Cube, and they have a Garbage Pail Kid of the Ultimate Warrior that my sister bought me in that. So, but yeah, that's a little history on the Garbage Pail Kid trading cards.
I got a funny story. There's a store over at our local mall. It sells like collectibles, some vinyl, Funko Pop, action figures, D&D stuff. But here they have some original Garbage Pail Kids. Here my brother goes over to the mall and buys a pack. And here he eats the gum out of it.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did. Because he thought they were like new cards. But here they're original. So he stuck gum in his mouth and chewed it. That was like 38 years old.
God. Yo, do you remember, and this is real quick, okay, when we did the video on Dinosaurs Attack cards.
Yeah.
Okay, so you bought the set. There was bubble gum in there. My son wanted to sit there and eat the bubble gum, and I told him, I said, no. I said, you can't. I don't know how old.
Oh, they were new.
They were
the
new.
Dinosaurs Attack, that was new.
The box that I got, it looked like it was through a war.
Oh, really?
It was shredded and everything else, but the cards,
were
the
fine.
wax packs were perfectly fine in that. So, but yeah, I can't believe oh man.
Knowing my brother, I don't think he got sick, but knowing my brother, and I've seen the cards over there, and they're next to like Batman 1989 cards. Like this guy has a whole table of cards, like from the 80s. It's like, why would you buy Garbage Pail Kids thinking it's like new in a collector's store? It's just, it's ridiculous is what it is. It is kind of funny.
Yeah, we're going to have to go over to that shop. I got to check that out. That about does it for this video. I'm Doomsayer.
I'm Darth.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.